remember to turn on all notifications so you don't miss a video. I've seen different types of structures for movies, and I want to compare and contrast them. They are Blake Snyder's beat sheet, John Truby's 22 steps, and Kisho Tenketsu. One thing I've noticed is that most of them are just 3-act structure with extra steps. I've already analyzed 3-act structure in past story theory videos, so I won't redo it here. I'm also not going to do Hero's Journey because not only have I talked about it before, but it's archaic and will be repetitive alongside my chosen examples. I'm not doing Dan Harmon's story circle for similar reasons. I might do them in a future video. First up is the beat sheet from Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. There are 15 steps. I'll quickly summarize each step and then review the structure. Step 1 is opening image. This lines up with introduction from 3 acts. Step 2 is theme stated. This is where the theme is stated. Step 3 is setup, which sets up the story. This goes from page 1 to 10 of the screenplay, which includes steps 1 and 2. Step 4 is catalyst, which lines up with inciting incident from 3 acts. Step 5 is debate, where the hero debates whether they should go or stay. Step 6 is break into 2, which is the first act break in 3 acts. This is where the hero leaves the old world, the thesis, and goes into the new world, the antithesis. Step 7 is B-story, which is an internal story, usually a love story. Step 8 is fun and games, which is the promise of the premise. This is where most of the trailer scenes are. It's the fun part of the story. Step 9 is the midpoint, which shares the same name as in 3 acts. This is a false peak or a false collapse in Snyder's structure. Step 10 is bad guys close in, self-explanatory. Step 11 is all is lost, a false defeat. Step 12 is Dark Night of the Soul, which is where the hero digs deep to search for a solution. Step 13 is break into 3, where the B story combines with the A story to help find a solution. This is similar to second act break in 3 acts, but the second act break happens on page 75. Meanwhile, for Snyder, 75 is all is lost, and 75 to 85 is Dark Night of the Soul, and break into 3 is 85. Step 14 is finale, which lines up with climax. Step 15 is final image, which lines up with resolution. So the beat sheet has some form of all key moments in 3-act structure. I like step 2 because it ensures that the writers include a theme and makes sure that their audience is aware of it. I like step 8 because it gives the writers a clear idea of what kinds of events they should write in the first act break. The answer is the fun kind, the promise of the premise, the stuff that'll go into the movie trailers. After hearing this step, I remember Kimi no Nawa, or Your Name, did the same exact thing. The fun body switching that was in the trailers happened before the midpoint, fun and games. I like step 12 because it forces the hero to the darkest point and has them overcome it in step 13 by combining the A plot and B plot. It's always darkest before dawn, although I prefer Michael Arndt's moment of despair right before the climax. The Anatomy of Story by John Truby has a 22-step story structure. Step 1. Self-revelation, need, and desire. This is the frame for the hero. What will the hero learn about themselves? What progress do they need to make, psychologically or morally? What is their initial error? Step 2. Ghost and Story World. Ghost is an event from the past that haunts them. Story World is the setting. It should be an expression of your hero, showing their weakness, needs, desires, and obstacles. Also, if your hero begins the story enslaved in some way, the setting will also be enslaving and should highlight or exacerbate your hero's great weakness. Step 3. Weakness and need. Weakness is the character flaw. Need is what the hero must fulfill in order to have a better life. Step 4. Inciting event. This is inciting incident. Step 5. Desire. The hero's goal. Step 6. Ally or allies. An ally is a key figure in the character web and one of the main ways by which you define your hero. Consider giving the ally a desire line of his own. Never make the ally more interesting than the hero. Step 7. Opponent and or mystery. Set up the antagonist. A mysterious opponent is more difficult to defeat. In certain stories, like detective or thriller, there must be a mystery to compensate for a missing opponent. Step 8. Fake ally opponent. Self-explanatory. Step 9. First revelation and decision. Change desire and motive. The hero gets a new piece of info that forces them to make a decision and move in a new direction. This is similar to first act break. The best reveals are info about an opponent. The changed desire must be a bend of the original desire, not a break. Each revelation must get progressively stronger than the previous one. Step 10. Plan. Beware of having your hero simply play out the plan. The initial plan must fail. The hero needs to dig deep and come up with a better strategy that takes into account the power and weapons at the opponent's disposal. Step 11. Opponent's plan and main counterattack. The opponent makes a counter plan. The more intricate the opponent's plan and the better you hide it, the better your plot will be. Step 12. Drive. The series of actions the hero performs to defeat the opponent and win. You want development, not repetition, during the drive. Change the hero's action in a fundamental way. Don't repeat the same plot beat, which is an action or event. Step 13. Attack by ally. The hero is losing and starts taking immoral steps, but the ally confronts him. Step 14. Apparent defeat. This is similar to midpoint. Step 15. Second revelation and decision. Obsession drive, change desire, and motive. Hero gets a new piece of info that shows him victory is still possible. This causes the hero to change his desire and motive, similar to second act break. Step 16. Audience revelation. The audience learns a new piece of info, but not the hero. This could be the true identity of the fake ally opponent. Step 17. Third revelation and decision. Another revelation. If fake ally opponent exists, the hero learns of their identity. Step 18. Gate gauntlet, visit to death. Final journey and visit to death. Step 19. Battle, the climax. Step 20. Self-revelation. Hero undergoes change. A double reversal would be if the opponent changes too. Step 21. Moral decision. The hero makes a moral decision after the change. Step 22. New equilibrium. Everything goes back to normal except for the hero. This is the resolution. Overall, I think this is too long and complicated, especially for beginners, but the best fruits from this tree are worth picking. I like how Step 6 ensures that each ally is unique and not just interchangeable. I like how Step 7 provides the advice of introducing a mystery to solve rather than an opponent to fight. It shows Truby was thinking about multiple genres and it's helpful for writing a mystery. I like Step 13 because it allows an ally to make a pivotal decision in the plot. Out of all of the steps, only steps 4, 7, 9 through 12, and 14 through 19 were plot related. Everything else was character, setting, or theme. Finally, Kisho tenketsu. I've talked about this in a response video, but here will be my official thoughts on this structure. Ki is the introduction, Sho is the development, Ten is the twist, Ketsu is the conclusion. There are multiple explanations, but I'm going to use Mythic Scribes as my main source since they have a movie example. Ki is just like 3 acts intro. It's where everything is set up. Sho is where the journey begins. Ten is the twist or complication. Ketsu is where everything settles down, the resolution. This site, just like Literature Devil, says kishotenketsu is a story structure without conflict, but that's a lie. A story can't exist without conflict. In their first example, there's conflict. There's the fisherman's internal conflict with the sea and his family, and the brigands that attack the village. And then in the Kiki example, the conflicts are Kiki starting a service to pay for her housing, and Tombo getting in trouble. I don't understand how these people don't understand what conflict is, but that's beside the point. If you look at some graphs for Kisho, it looks nearly identical to 3-act structure. Ki is introduction. Sho is definitely inciting incident and first act break. It looks like there's a climax before 10. 10 looks like the midpoint. Ketsu is conclusion. Based on the description of each stage, 10 could also be looked at as a combination of midpoint, second act break, and climax. So it's a vague and scrambled 3-act structure. My problem with this structure is how unhelpful it is. They even have a Han Solo example in this blog, and what you'll notice is that the major problem of the story is revealed in 10, but in the very next step, Ketsu, we're already at the conclusion. This formula doesn't tell writers how to resolve the major conflict, it just skips over it. Meanwhile, all the actual stories that claim to use this resolve the conflict in a climax. You can't write a good story only using this structure. Just because I like anime doesn't mean I'm biased towards everything Japanese. In conclusion, all of these are just variations of 3-act structure. Beat Sheet and 22 Steps have some great pieces of advice, and Kisho tenketsu is useless. Despite me not agreeing with every step on the other two, if writers strictly follow the beat sheet or 22 steps, there's like an 80 to 90% chance that their story will be good. But if a writer strictly follows Kisho tenketsu without using any elaboration from hero's journey, 3-act structure, beat sheet, or 22 steps, they will be lost and the quality of their story won't be due to Kisho, but natural talent or dumb luck. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.